guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Katelyn, and I am bringing you another Monster Mash, finally. I know it's been a while, and I know I get a lot of comments from you guys asking for a new Monster Mash, so here we are. We have a nice, fun Monster Mash today. But this one is a little different. So usually we do like maybe a random animal name or like kind of a random prompt thing. But this one was spurred on by a good friend of mine, Scott. So for those of you who might not know, I'm part of a D&D podcast called the Roaring D20s. It's myself and a couple other friends, and we do a lot of like fun and dumb stuff. Just a heads up, if you do look it up, it is more of an adult podcast. Just a warning, there is cussing and some kind of heavy themes, but it's a very fun podcast. I have such a blast being one of the characters in this podcast, as well as having some of my monsters be creatures that we fight or befriend, or, you know, they're just in the show, and it's really cool. So I don't really remember what episode, and I'm not sure if it was in our Patreon post show, but he brought up the idea of a Banana Slug Monkey. I don't even remember how we got on the topic, but I took a note that day and I'm like, I need to draw that Banana Slug Monkey. That sounds so cool. So that's what we're going to be working on today. I'm going to be combining a banana slug and a monkey. This monster will also be available in my Creature Compendium Volume 2, which pre-orders will be coming out pretty soon. I'm not ready yet because they're on their way. They're being produced and printed, and they need to go out to Kickstarter people first, and then I'll be opening up pre-orders. So keep your eye out on my socials, on the community tab here, and then I'll probably make a Monster Mash and release it and announce the pre-orders for the next Creature Compendium. So anyway, let's get into drawing this Banana Slug Monkey. So at least my thought process getting into this Banana Slug Monkey was, I first of all gathered a bunch of references of different monkeys. I kind of had a general vision in my brain. I think at first I was thinking about doing one of those, oh, I wish I remembered what they were called, but the bigger snouted monkeys I thought would look really interesting with the slug combo. But like, I don't know, I was kind of struggling with this part a little bit. I know I wanted to put some of the little like slug eye antenna type of thing on the face of this monkey, and I wanted it to have like kind of bigger cheeks and just like a fuller face, but I was just really struggling with what exactly to do. So I kind of started drifting more towards that top reference image. Again, I keep forgetting all these monkey types. I really should have looked it up before recording, but that one felt like it could fit better with the little antenna type of thing for the slug, just because like the face shape I think would lend well to the shape of the antenna things, and then it would give me a little bit more wiggle room to place them on the face, because I don't know, with the big nose I was going back and forth. I'm like, I feel the big nose plus those was looking kind of weird. This one, I don't know, I was just struggling with the face at first. And I knew that I wanted the body overall to be yellow, like the banana slug, as well as make the tail a little bit thicker. At first I was like, oh, we could do like a monkey tail. And I'm like, no, I want like a thick tail to kind of replicate the big, long, thick body of the slug. So with that in mind, I kind of combined my two concepts above to make our final design for the monkey. So let me pull up real quick. We actually already created the page for the Banana Slug Monkey, so I'd love to read you the lore and tell you some of the abilities it will have in my Creature Compendium. Okay, so here's the lore. A lazy and sluggish creature, the Banana Slug Monkeys are the largest monkeys in the forest of Ursa. Ursa is one of the lands that we created for our world that are in the Creature Compendiums, just as a heads up. Standing just shy of 4 feet, these slippery creatures spend most of their days lying about on tree branches. You can typically tell we're a Banana Slug Monkey family. Wow, that's hard to say 5 times fast. You can typically tell where a Banana Slug Monkey family was previously roosting based off of a viscous sheen left on the branches. Banana Slug Monkeys emit a slight bit of slime from their hands and feet, which leave an oddly sweet aroma. It seems to be a way for them to attract insects to eat, as they are drawn in by the smell and trapped in the goo. One fascinating fact about the Banana Slug Monkeys is they are one of the primary pollinators of the forest. They tend to only stay in the tops of the fruit trees, and being around the flower buds of the sprouting fruits, or the pollen from them gets stuck in the slug monkey's coat and hands. They then travel throughout the forest, spreading the pollen to other fruit trees and promoting the growth of their other major food source. Typically, if you find a brood of banana slug monkeys, they will leave you be. They tend to be very unbothered by any creatures that get near them. The only time a slug monkey will become aggravated is if you mess with their young. You can observe from afar, but if you dare touch one of the children, be ready to face a full horde of them. And at least for the abilities for the D&D nerds out there, this one is like a little bit of a lesser challenge rating because I could also see these being in like almost a swarm or horde situation where you're fighting quite a few at a time. But either way, it's a challenge rating 1. It has a slam action ability. It's a melee attack where the target needs to succeed a dexterity saving throw or else they'll be covered in slime. And then they also have agility, so they get advantage on athletics and acrobatics. They also have 2 other abilities called Slug Slime, where it basically halves their speed for 1 minute as they're covered in slime. And then they also have pack tactics. So like I said, you would probably have like a group of them attack your travelers or adventurers. And so they get advantage when they have multiple ones with them attacking. So yeah, that's a little bit of insight into the Banana Slug Monkey that will be available in the Creature Compendium. I think it's a really fun and cute creature. Like, I honestly would just want to hang out with some. They just seem like such chill, laid back, like, you know, nothing can bother them type of creatures. Unlike, I see so many travel videos of people encountering monkeys and such in other countries. Like, I can't remember the one, but there's like the smaller ones that are in Asia, and those guys look like assholes. They seem awful. They're like stealing stuff. They pull stuff out of people's bags. They like beat them up. I think I saw like one kid just getting hit over and over by one of these monkeys. But I feel a banana slug monkey would be pretty chill to hang out with. As long as you don't bug them, just hang out, maybe share some fruit with them or something. I don't think they'd have any problem with you being around them. So yeah, that's a little bit about them. I really did like this drawing. It was a really fun concept to do. I think this one was a little different, like I said, from my usual Monster Mash, as we do like a random chance or like an existing double name animal or something like that. And I wish I could find the clip where we talked about this. I really should have written it down, but since we're basically almost to 80 episodes of the podcast, I'm like, that is going to take way too long to track down where we mentioned banana slug monkeys. So, you know, you'll just have to take my word for it and then maybe listen if you go and check out the podcast, listen in and see if you can find it. But again, I don't know if it's in the main episode or we have like a Patreon post show where we talk about the episode and other things on our mind. It could be in either of those, but let me know if you know where it is, because I would love to go back and find it if any of you know. And then there's probably a good chance that this creature will be in the podcast since, you know, Scott basically said, hey, if you make the monkey, I will put it in the podcast. So now I'm excited to either, maybe, I have a feeling we'll fight them if I was to take a guess, but I don't know. I guess we'll have to see where, when, and how we're going to encounter these creatures. And also a big when, because we just finished wrapping up season 3 of the podcast. We're going to be starting season 4 here pretty soon. It's really exciting. Well, wrapping up as in we finished recording it. It isn't done releasing, but we'll be getting into season 4 here pretty soon. And I'm excited to see where we go next with our characters and in this world. It's going to be really cool. All right, so that's it. Here is our final banana slug monkey. I had such a fun time with this. I've actually been a little scared of like drawing monkeys and apes and chimpanzees. They're like, just enough human that I feel like you can't flub it too much. And I don't know, they're one of the creatures that I struggle with the most. So I was a little intimidated going into this to draw this, but I really like how it turned out. I had a lot of different monkeys that were like inspiration for this one, so I just kind of combined quite a few different looks together. And I really liked the texturing and patterning that the banana slug like offered to this creature as well. And I don't know, I think it's just such a cute little creature. So like I said, this one will be in the creature compendium. It'll have full stat blocks, lore, everything you need to put it in your D&D games. So just keep an eye out on my social medias, and then I'll put a link here to my newsletter. So when you sign up to the newsletter, it's basically I send out like news every once in a while, maybe new shop drops, but it's very infrequent. So don't worry, I'm not going to spam your inbox. So thanks again, guys, for stopping by and checking out another Monster Mash. If you aren't already, I'd love if you hit the subscribe button, join our little community, and help me over on Patreon. I would super appreciate it. I post high-resolution artwork of all of the artwork I make in my videos, as well as some behind-the-scenes production work of like different merchandise, stickers, my comic, lots of stuff I'm working on. And it will really help me go full-time. Like I said, I'm losing my job at the end of September, so I'm going full in on this YouTube, Twitch, everything platform, and trying out my business and just kind of running with it. So whether that's donating $1 on Patreon or sharing these videos with your friends, any of that helps immensely. So I really appreciate your guys' support. But either way, thank you guys again so much for stopping by, and I will see you all next time. Bye, everybody.